What's going on, Sports Wars? This is Ryan with the RK Outpost and GeeksandGamers.com, and it was announced that Steve Nash, two-time MVP, NBA Hall of Famer Steve Nash, will be taking over as the head coach at the Brooklyn Nets. When it was told that Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant really wanted him there, signed off on this. There were a couple bad takes, but the worst of all by far was from Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. Smith, who said that the reason Steve Nash got this job was because of white privilege. What an absolutely monumentally idiotic take to have. For that guy with all these qualifications, the fact that he got the job, you think that that's white privilege. And he has been called out by a bunch of people after those sentiments. We're going to take a look at some of those. Charles Barkley, Marcellus Wiley, even Shannon Sharp, of all people, one of the people with the worst takes in history. Even he knows that what Stephen A. Smith said was stupid. But Stephen A. Smith has doubled down. He doubles down on controversial Steve Nash white privilege stance. But let's take a look at the actual statements first so we can understand why this is so extremely stupid. After he goes on, talks about all the great things that Steve Nash has done as a player and how he's a great guy, he goes and decides he needs to say this.
Ladies and gentlemen, there's no way around this. This is white privilege.
God.
This does not happen for a black man. No experience whatsoever on any level as a coach, and you get the Brooklyn Nets job?
All right, so let's take that. So he says this is an example of white privilege. It's almost like Stephen A. Smith, right? Stephen A. Smith, who's covered the NBA for a long time, hasn't been paying attention, I guess. I'm not sure why, how it could be that stupid. Because when you look, a simple Google search would have done this. Nets Steve Nash joins list of NBA head coaches with no prior coaching experience. Wow. 16 of them over the past 40 years or so. Hired as head coaches with no previous head coaching experience. Why don't we take a look at this list? See if we can count the black and white people, because that's obviously all Stephen A. Smith cares about. Steve Nash, white. Derek Fisher was the previous one. Black guy, that's right. Steve Kerr, white guy. Jason Kidd, you might not know it, but he is black. His father was black. Jason Kidd is black. Mark Jackson, black. Vinny Del Negro, white guy. Kevin McHale, white guy. Isaiah Thomas, I believe Isaiah Thomas is a black guy. So is Doc Rivers. Then you have Larry Bird, M.L. Carr, black man. Magic Johnson, black man. Quinn Buckner, black man. Dan Issel, Dick Van Arsdale are white. And then Paul Silas, the first one back in 1980, also black. So you have 16 coaches hired in the NBA as head coaches with no prior experience. 9 of them are black. You are an absolute fool, Stephen A. Smith, for trying to die on this hill. That is so nonsensical. And a couple people called him out, including Charles Barkley. Charles Barkley destroyed him on this. Let's listen to what Charles says.
But I just think when you have a responsibility, especially when you have to talk about something serious like race, you can't be full of crap. You got to be honest and fair. So listen, like I say, Steve Nash is a great player and a good dude, but I was so disappointed on these guys. So I said, dude, black guys have done this before. Now, do we need more black coaches in the NBA? Yes. Do we need more black coaches in college football? Yes. Do we need more black coaches in pro football? Yes. But this wasn't the right time to shut it today. Good luck to Steve Nash.
Right, and so those last statements, do we need more black people as coaches here? Listen, I just think we need the best people for the job. And bottom line, Steve Nash was an incredible player, a point guard, a floor general who understands the game and was a coach on the floor, especially later in his years. So the idea that this dude, who the players want there, is unqualified for some reason is absolutely laughable, especially when you look at all the history, all the other people who've been hired. There's no white privilege here. That's disgusting, Stephen A. Richard Jefferson said the same thing. Derek Fisher, Jason Kidd all got jobs right away because of 20 years of high-level basketball IQ. Please don't question Steve Nash's hire or make this about anything else. Even Shannon Sharp. If Steve Nash was hired by the complexion of his skin, are you going to hold KD and Kyrie culpable because they signed off on it? They could have said, no, we want Ty Lue. We have to be careful because we don't really want to dilute what this is, from Stephen A. Of course, we know Clay Travis was all over this story. Clay Travis destroyed Stephen A. Smith for his stupid ass take. And Marcellus Wiley as well. Steve Nash wasn't hired because of white privilege. I don't believe in white privilege. That's from Marcellus Wiley. I highly recommend you guys go check out that clip. It's like 3 minutes long to really get the gist of what he's saying, so I can't really play that whole thing here, but Marcellus Wiley with an epic takedown of Stephen A. and any other people who would dare to say this is because of white privilege. And simply put, it's not. It is laughable. All normal people can see that. Stephen A. Smith had a really bad take, and he is trying to die on that hill by doubling down on his comments and saying that, no, still, it's too big of a job. He shouldn't have got that with no experience. Stephen A., you're an absolute clown on this. I will say Stephen A. is not the worst when it comes to like kind of racial-based arguments. Sometimes he's pretty nuanced with his takes. This one was an absolutely horrendous one. And one of the reasons that people continue to turn off ESPN for takes like that. Let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments below. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.